I feel about as put together as I look, but which is not saying much, but we're just gonna move past it. We're gonna move on. It's not a big thing. It's fine. I wanted to make a quick video. This is probably not gonna be a quick video by any means. And just kind of explain and chat with you guys about where I've been, what's been going on, why I haven't been posting, all that jazz. And my guess is a ton of you already know what happened because of my Instagram, but I just wanted to, like I said, chat with you guys, even though I'm talking to a camera, about what's been going on. And I don't feel super great, and I've been having a lot of stuff go on recently. I actually have a concussion right now, which is why I just didn't put any effort in. Like, I don't know the last time I brushed my hair, but it's fine. My cat's sitting here eating his own paw. I have pizza. I have Dr. Pepper. Let's do this. So, I haven't even been on YouTube in like a very long time, other than to binge watch The Ellen Show, but we're just not going to talk about that. I don't even know the last video I uploaded, but I do know I was trying to promise you guys a Congress vlog. And while I was at Congress, I did try to video, but then everything just started going downhill, and that was like the very least of my concerns, and I just couldn't get it done, and I don't have any material, and there was nothing to video because I wasn't sleeping. I was just trying to get through the day, which was a challenge in itself. So we got to Congress. It was like an 8 or 9 hour drive, and the horses settled in great. My first class was the youth equitation. I don't think it was the novice youth. I may be totally wrong. I can't even remember at this point. My first class was the novice, what did I just say? Youth equitation. I don't know. It was an ec class. And we were prepping for it. Elliot was doing absolutely fan-freaking-tastic. Like, he was a little, like, looky at things in the arena, but, like, he's always been that way. I was super happy with how he was riding. He didn't really have any blow-ups up until that first class. And at that first class, I'm trying to, like, go as fast as possible because it's going to be a really long video. But we got to the first class, and all excited because he was being so good, and my battery's going to die. This is great. Anyway... got to the first class, and he was doing great, and then we step in the ring he's been in 20 times at this point, and he realizes he's alone, and he trots. It was like you trot to the center, square corner, stop, and then pivot, and then canter off. So we trotted in, we did the square corner, and then he turned the square corner, and he like realized he was alone in there, and started freaking out. And what really bugged me about the situation was people saw what happened, and they came on my Instagram and said, it's not that bad, get over it, like, you know, you need to stop being so dramatic about it, blah, blah, blah. 2 things about this. First of all, you were not on the back of the horse. Second of all, well, kind of going with the first thing, you don't know the horse at all. So one of Elliot's big things that makes him so dangerous is once he starts to blow up, he doesn't stop. So he will not stop until he either flips over backwards, or he gets you off, or he kills you. He will run you off on the rail. He will do something to get you off. And the amount of emergency dismounts I had to do by the end of Congress was alarming. So once he started to blow up, I started to freak out because I was like, okay, this is going to be a very dangerous situation very quickly. And we're in the freaking Congress pen. Like, this is not the time to blow up, dude. So he starts blowing up, and I'm just trying to get through the pattern without, like, excusing myself, whatever. So we kind of do a sad excuse for a canter. It was kind of a tranter, but it's fine. And we got out of the pen, and I was just like, okay, this is my horse. He's a bit of a crackhead, but it's fine. We got through. I'm sorry if I'm, like, really dark. It's fine. Anyways, sorry, squirrel. But I was like, okay, you know, we got the first class nerves out, whatever. Second class was, I believe, an under saddle class. He lost his bananas. So he had, when I first started showing him, he had a traffic issue. Got over it. He was fine. Well, we got in that pen. He started hauling butt. Chasing other horses, running away from other horses, racing horses. It was crazy. And like I said, once he's triggered, there's no bringing him back. Like, that ec class was a miracle that he did not dump me. And so I was just sitting there, like, trying to contain the flames a little bit and not ruin anybody else's ride. So I was just trying to control the flames. Like, I couldn't correct him too much because then he would blow up. and I couldn't just let him go because he was going to blow up. So I was just trying to, like, you know, keep it in this little bubble, which was not going very well. But we got through the class. Obviously didn't make a callback because he was, like, back crazy. And, you know, at that point I was like, he was starting to get kind of messed up, and I was getting a little worried about it. Well, we started schooling him down, and did my trainer ride him? I don't know if my trainer rode him or not. I can't remember. Like I said, I'm concussed. Anyway, so took him to all the back rings, and like we didn't want to ride the crap out of him because he was coming off like a couple months off, and so he just didn't have the muscle to be able to ride a ton. So we were kind of playing the game between making him mentally tired and physically tired, and because once he gets physically tired, he gets mad. So Elliot is a game. Like, honestly, finding his sweet spot is a game. And so we tried to school him down, and it just got worse and worse and worse. And it got to the point where it was just completely sporadic and random. So we would be riding around the schooling pen, and like both saddles, like Western and English. At first I thought it was an English saddle problem, like it was a hit and spot in his back or whatever. But it was both saddles. Like, we'd be cruising around, absolutely no problem. We wouldn't, no, it's not something that, like, someone passed by or, like, something spooked him, whatever. He would just blow up. We would just be trotting or cantering along, and he would just come straight up and just start losing it. And when he, like, starts freaking out, he spins, he, like, crow hops, he broncs, he does all this crazy stuff that's terrifying on a very angry, fairly large horse. So at this point, I was just mentally exhausted because I was up there helping my trainer, and we were barely sleeping, and this is like a weekend. And then we did our showmanship, doohickeys, classics, whatever. The youth showmanship, I messed up the pattern. That was on me, but he had a great run. And the novice youth showmanship, we had a beautiful pattern. Like, I'm super proud of it. He was fantastic. He loves the showmanship. I love the showmanship. Super happy with our run. No callback. And we were watching it, and like, oh my god, I can't remember. I think my scorecards, like, they nicked me on my inspection, I think. I have to go back and look. Anyways, so that was disappointing. And then we decided to give the riding classes one more go because I had a hunt seat class and an EQ class, and they were on the same day, and we were supposed to leave the next day. Well, we were schooling for that, and it just got to a point where I couldn't get on my own horse. Like, you get on him, and he would just start, like, tensing up, and it was terrifying. And I got to the point, I was like, this is not worth, whatever is wrong with him has to be pain-related. Because, yes, he's a difficult-minded horse, but he's not this bad. Like, he's not by any means a kid-safe, you know, kind horse. I love him to death on the ground, but he is not 100% novice-friendly, whatever you want to call it, under saddle. He never has been. And it's just, he's just hot-tempered, whatever. Anyways, I was talking to my trainer, and she's like, it's up to you. Do you want to work through it? Do you want to see where it goes? And he schooled fantastic, so I was like, you know what? Let's do this hunt seat class. Did the hunt seat class. He was great, and this is not funny at all, but, like, of course. He was fantastic, and then the girl behind us, her horse, God bless her, like, if you happen to be watching this, I am so sorry for you, like, I hope you're 100% okay, but the girl behind us got thrown off, and she was right behind us, and of course that threw Elliot into a frenzy, and he was like, I want to try that too. So he started going berserk, and like, it came back to that situation where I was just trying to keep him under control, and of course, no callback. That was the youth under saddle. So, like, I didn't expect a callback anyway, but at this point, I just wanted to have a good ride. And so, and because, like, I already paid for my classes, I couldn't get my money back, so, you know, why not just hope for a good ride? So, that was disappointing. And then we went back out and tried to school the EQ, and he was so tense and so sour. I was like, you know what? This is not worth putting my horse through. Whatever's wrong with him, excuse me, too much Dr. Pepper, has to be pain related for him to be being this bad. Like, he got to the point where his withers were like twitching, and I was like, this is screwed up. Like, and so I called my vet, called both vets actually. I'm pretty sure, I don't know. Talked to my trainer. I was a complete mess. Like, Y'all might have even seen me, like whoever was at Congress might have even seen me. The entirety of the 2 weeks of Congress, mostly the second week, I was breaking down to a whole new level. I was like ugly crying. It was bad because I was like, you know what, I started to really realize that this was the end of my horse's career. He's 5. And people can choose to call me dramatic for that, and I've been sent a lot of things that people are saying about me, blah, 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 but at the same time, everybody has a different connection with their horse. I started this horse as a 2-year-old. He's my first horse to ever show AQHA. He brought me to the Congress. We qualified for the World Show. He's 5, and his career is done. I'm allowed to be upset about that, quite honestly. But anyways, so I was calling my mom. I called the vets and everything, and my vets agreed that whatever we were told at the vet school about his spine, and I'm pretty sure I made a video about that, about his spinal compression was actually a lot more significant than we were originally told. They took the x-rays and they said, you know, this isn't affecting him right now. It could, but it's definitely there, and it's something to be concerned about. Technically, it is in his neck. It's in his spinal compression in C3. It's not kissing spine. It's not treatable. It's not injectable or anything like that. It's just what it is. He was born with it. It's nothing. People can stop saying, oh, you started him so early. You ride him with his head low, so that's why he was born with it. Like, come on. Anyway, so, of course, you know, we had to sit through the rest of the classes and be up there in Ohio, which I'm not complaining because just being at Congress, even if I wasn't showing, is such a fun experience, but at the same time, it was really hard, you know, knowing that we went through all of this to go to Congress and all that, and we weren't able to even have a good ride, which was really disappointing for me. And, like, obviously I didn't go up there planning to be in the ribbons, but just, like I said, the feeling of the showmanship run, where we just had such a good run, I'm just so happy with that, and that's all I could have asked out of him. So, that's what happened at Congress. Very disappointing, obviously. And, yeah, I think that's it. But there is a more in-depth, I don't know if it's in-depth or not, it's a more probably condensed version of this explanation on my Instagram somewhere if you scroll back. Yeah, and so we brought Elliot home from Congress, obviously. He didn't go back to the trainer, he came home. And I just turned him out. And normally he's been out by himself up until this point because, you know, he gets injured really easily. He is a show horse, so he can't be all, you know, bitten up and kicked and all that stuff. But I turned him out with Foxy and Tide. Tide is here on board. He belongs to Passion on Instagram. If I haven't said anything about him before, I can't remember, on YouTube. But he's having the time of his life just being a horse, and he looks so happy. He's starting to eat a lot better. Before he like wouldn't finish his meals, and like all of these things are popping up that are telling me that the spinal compression is a lot more significant than we were originally told, which is really upsetting to me, because if I had known that this was a pain issue and not an attitude issue that the vets told us, the original vets told us, I would never have pushed him. And we didn't necessarily push him, but knowing that it's a spinal thing, would we have gone to Congress? No. And that's what's upsetting to me. And people are going to come at me for, you know, putting my horse through pain. Obviously, it's not intentional. It was not known at the time. We were told that it is completely superficial at the time of the x-ray, so we continued, you know, we took all the measures. He got chiropractic work, a new saddle, all this MagnaWave, like all of this therapeutic treatment, and to try to make him more comfortable, and it helped for a little while. And people keep messaging me ideas for, you know, different therapies, and while I absolutely want him to be comfortable, I also don't want to keep putting band-aids on it, because I know the underlying issue is going to continue bothering him no matter what, no matter how many band-aids we put on it, and it's just not worth putting him through that just so I can continue having the joy of riding him. That's just not fair to him. And I apologize if I'm, like, not explaining this right, but we'd made this decision to officially retire Elliot back in October, you know, at the Congress. So I've had a little while to you know, think on it and come to terms with it and all that. Anyways, I've had a while to come to terms with it, and so I'm just trying to bring everyone up to speed on YouTube and everything like that. But we did actually go to a show. Elliot and I went to a show last weekend, the weekend before, something like that, and we just showed the showmanship because, like I said, we both love it. He's great at it, and you know, there's no reason he can't do it because there's no pressure on his back. And we ended up with that pretty ribbon right there. I don't know if you can even see it. We won the, what do they call it? It was a big open show, the Holiday Classic. They call it, it's not 14 to 8, it's like junior showmanship. I don't know, something like that. It's like 18 and under, I think that's what it is. Showmanship, and then we won the Champion of Champions showmanship, or whatever they call it. I don't know. So that was pretty exciting. We won a halter that is over there, and I'm too lazy to get it, but also on my Instagram. What else has been going on? But yeah, ever since I came back from Congress, it has been bad luck after bad luck after bad luck. My car died like 7 times. My computer has broken twice. I have this concussion because I got in the car wreck. What else happened? Just all this stuff, honestly, that I just am so over. It's just like, what else could, I'm gonna jinx myself right now, but what else could possibly go wrong? But anyways, this is not a terribly exciting video, but I hope it at least makes sense. But if I can't think of any other questions, Elliot he's obviously not for sale. He's just like Foxy, who's retired at my house permanently. You know, and I was talking to my vet the other day. He came for fall shots, and he wants me to, you know, give it a year and then try riding him again, see where that goes. But like I said, my only concern right now is his comfort. And, you know, if he just does showmanship the rest of his life and gets fat in the pasture, I'm happy, because he deserves the absolute happiness. He was the first horse that I started, and it's not his fault at all that he was born with this issue. And it's just unfortunate for him because he's such a cool horse, even with his attitude problems. And yeah, I'm showing a different horse. If I get the opportunity to, showing a different horse next year is going to be very strange, because I've shown him for the past 3 years. And, you know, I've shown other horses in between. Austin, Goose, I almost showed Ginger. I don't know, I've shown a couple others. And it's just weird. But, you know, it'll be something to get through. But, yeah, I hope this video at least makes sense. Oh, goodbye, Oreo. And like I said, I don't really check my YouTube comments that often because it's just, you know, extra stressors, but I will try. And I'm very sorry that I wasn't able to get a Congress vlog up, but I appreciate you guys understanding. So hopefully I'm going to go back to posting next week. As soon as I find my memory card for my GoPro, I'm going to do like a new barn routine and stuff like that. So stay tuned, and I appreciate y'all's patience very much, more than you know. And I'll link my Instagram below so you can keep updated or whatever. But yeah, thanks for watching this extremely long video. I love you guys.